Imagine a world waking to river mist and the taste of barley bread. By the Nile, a farmer touches dark, fertile soil. Along the Tigris and Euphrates, seeds are pressed into damp earth. This was the great shift. Domesticated grain and herd animals turned wandering into staying, and permanent homes by the water became history's first experiments in community. With surplus came the need for order. Around 3000 BCE, scribes in Mesopotamia etched laws and ledgers onto wet clay. Far to the east, cities along the Indus and Yellow rivers taxed grain and organized labor. The city became a machine for memory, storing power not in stone, but in the written word. Empires rose and fell, leaving behind hard-won lessons in justice and the limits of power. A new age of inquiry dawned across Afro-Eurasia. In Greece and Rome, thinkers probed the nature of matter and law. In China, philosophers debated duty and order. In South Asia, rulers sought to balance power with principle. The simple grain ledger had evolved into a global debate on the meaning of a good life. Universal faiths offered answers. Buddhism provided a path from suffering. Christianity spoke of salvation through love, while Islam bound revelation to law and learning. Along the Silk Road, caravans stitched distant cities into a single moral landscape where a shared prayer could build trust between strangers. To the south, another corridor of exchange was thriving, as trans-Saharan caravans carried gold, salt, and ideas on the winds of the desert. Then new sails redrew the map of the world. On a cramped Atlantic deck in the late 1500s, a pilot tastes the salt spray, unaware of the profound changes his voyage would unleash. He could not have known he was sailing into a new reality. The Columbian Exchange would fuse two hemispheres, moving maize and horses, microbes and enslaved peoples across the ocean. Diets, ecologies, and the very shape of human populations were remade. From this great mixing, a new way of thinking was born: to measure, to test, and to doubt the old maps. In workshops and observatories, scientific laws began to replace omens. A revolutionary question began to form. If reason governs nature, should it not also govern kings? The answer erupted in rebellious colonies and European kingdoms, forging new definitions of rights, citizenship, and power. Soon, coal fed iron machines that never slept. The Industrial Revolution reordered society as factory whistles replaced the rhythm of the seasons. Empires pressed deeper into Africa and Asia, stretching their influence along telegraph wires, even as resistance grew. The world became more connected and more volatile. This tension exploded into two global wars, conflicts that gave way to a tense Cold War and a new hope for global cooperation. In the late 20th century, fiber optics and digital code wove the planet together more tightly than ever before. But these new connections also carried ancient challenges. Today, we face shared threats, from a changing climate to global pandemics, demanding a common purpose. The farmer's footprint, the scribe's tablet, the sailor's map, they all live on in our choices, our code, and our conversations about the future we will build together.